We need to stop letting movie critics tell us how to feel about movies, or video games, or anything really. None of these critics know what fans like. None of these critics are qualified to speak on what makes a good movie, or a bad movie, a bad movie. Many of these critics are very biased and hypocritical, and many of these critics follow unknown criteria that nobody cares about when they want to see a movie. There's not a single comic book fan that goes into a comic book movie and expects to see an Oscar-worthy movie. It's great when it happens, but we don't expect it. And neither should you. Time and time again, I've seen it, where movie critics decide to bash comic book movies because, oh, they're not like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, or oh, they're not like Knives Out, or oh, it's too predictable, oh, it's slandering, blah, blah, blah. Who the fuck cares what these critics really think? The first thing that I saw when Black Adam was released was that the critics said it deserved 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. Which, first of all, isn't actually a bad score, but second of all, look, let me tell you something, okay? No spoilers, but Black Adam was really good. And as any comic book fan, if you're a comic book fan, if you truly are a comic book fan, if you truly are a DC Universe fan, Black Adam is for you. If you are a person who loves action movies, loves seeing fight scenes, loves seeing their characters actually get respected, the DCEU, Black Adam, is for you. If you're a person looking to seek perfection in every single movie that you see, Black Adam is not for you. In fact, most movies are not for you. I don't really understand this obsession of critiquing every single movie and every single flaw that it might or might not have, because guess what? Those flaws make the movie what it is. There are a lot of movies that are seen as bad movies because it doesn't meet the check marks that all these critics have. But these bad movies do have something that actually kind of makes them pretty good movies if you really think about it. Because what movies truly stick in your head? Movies like The Room, The Bee Movie, Cars 2, or movies like La La Land and Moonlight Tales, whatever it's called. It's a Skyrim mod. Look, those movies can be good too, don't get me wrong. But if I want to see a movie, it's going to be a movie that doesn't bore me to death, or doesn't make me fall asleep when I watch it. It's going to be those comic movies, those mediocre movies that are kind of bad but also kind of good at the same time. Because for some reason, what critics say make a good movie is lots of money and because they said so. And what's happening is that those Oscar movies are all kind of looking the same. They aren't really entertaining at all, and to be honest, they feel like a book report most of the time, where it's like, yeah, it's good for everyone, but nobody really enjoys it. It's kind of like those books that are considered classics, and the really only thing that actually makes them a classic is their age. That's really it. Well, I guess age and relevancy, but nobody really cares about that. And the only reason they stay relevant is because schools make you read them. Like The Great Expectations, like The Great Gatsby. I mean, sure, some of those books are actually kind of good, but let's be honest, most of them are really boring and don't even compare to modern day storytelling. And the beauty of storytelling is that it comes in all shapes and sizes and forms. And some of them are good, and some of them are eh. And some of them are really, really bad. And we never want to see it again. I don't think a stupid golden trophy or arbitrary rating on a website determines anything about whether or not a movie or a video game is actually good or bad. Because what truly makes a movie good or bad is its fans, is the people that love it and the people that absolutely hate it. As someone who has always enjoyed the kind of bad movies that everyone says are really, really bad, I think I see a different perspective on what actually makes a movie good or bad. Take Sky High, for example. Sky High is a really good movie. It's not a perfect movie. It has so many flaws and so many plot holes in them. But it's a good movie. Because people resonate with Sky High. People love Sky High. Not because of its story or acting, but because it means something to someone. People harp on nostalgia, but, like, why not have nostalgic movies and shows and video games? Like, that is what makes us feel really, really good, because we're like, oh, I know that character. Oh my gosh, they're bringing them back. Oh my gosh, I haven't seen that character since I was 12, and I really love that. So what exactly is bad about nostalgia? Nothing. There is not a single thing that is actually bad about something being nostalgic. If anything, it's really good because it makes us happy, because we remember those days when we were a kid where we had to not really worry about anything, and we were like, oh wow, I remember Franklin. It doesn't have to be this grand masterpiece. It doesn't even have to win an Oscar. Who the fuck cares who has an Oscar or doesn't? Who actually cares? What matters is that performance in that movie, in that video game. That's all that matters. And if they deliver, great. They did a good job. And if they don't, there probably could have been someone better for that role. But that's not really what makes a movie good or bad. And in fact, what makes a movie good or bad is really subjective, because what I see as a good movie, someone else will see as a trash movie. And that will always be true no matter what. No matter if you went to film school or see a bunch of movies or consider a movie critic, it doesn't really matter. First of all, anyone can be a movie critic. I mean, we live in a society where anyone has a camera, can write a blog, anyone can be a movie critic. But none of them have to go by the guidelines that are set by these old people who think that they get to decide what we like to enjoy. I'm so tired of the first thing people discussing is box office numbers and the Rotten Tomato score, because we know that is always reliable. Not. Look. All I'm saying is that if your determination of what makes a good movie or a bad movie is a number on a screen and a gold trophy, I think you need to reassess what is good or bad, because I don't think that anyone can really determine what a good movie or a bad movie is except themselves, for themselves. I could tell you, oh, this movie is so good, I love this movie. And you could watch it and you could be like, that was the worst movie I have ever seen. There are movies that I actually really enjoy, and people don't understand why. Because they're not me. People are so quick to prejudge and judge others based on what they like or don't like, and I'm like, why the fuck should I care about whether or not you like it too or not? I always hate it when the first thing I say, first thing other people say when I say I like something is that, well, no one else likes it. No one else agrees with your opinion. So what? If I don't like the MCU, that is my own prerogative. If I don't like the Lord of the Rings, that is my own prerogative. If I love the DC universe, that is my own prerogative. It affects absolutely no one. And yet everybody takes it as a personal attack, or like I'm actually insane. I'm sorry, but the only thing that I like in the Lord of the Rings is Gollum. That's it. Look, okay, maybe it's because of the terrible Hobbit movies that should have really been one movie but were split into 4 parts. Maybe it's because of that, but no, not even that really. It's just not my vibe, and that doesn't mean that I will never like the Lord of the Rings. It's just that at this time I don't really like it. I haven't really been able to get into it. And people, whenever I say that I'm done with the MCU, I always get people that are absolutely offended that I say that I even dare think that. Like, oh, you don't actually mean that. I'm like, yeah. To me, the end of the MCU was Endgame. Sure, there's going to be stuff that I like as well, but I don't feel like I have to watch every single movie or every single show or anything else. Because I don't. If they bring back characters, if they bring the characters in that I actually enjoy, sure, I love that. But I really don't give a fuck about what you think about what I like or what I don't like. Because guess what? You have the right to like something as much as I have the right to not like something. And we should normalize that. Because I don't care what the majority of the opinion is. If my opinion goes against the grain, so be it. Because that is who I am. And that is what I like. And that's the only thing that matters. Who knows? 5 years down the line, I could completely change my mind and be like, hey, that was actually pretty good. And that's that. There's nothing to be bent over. There's nothing to be said. If I don't like something, I don't like it. If I like something, I like it. I could be totally on board with Chris Pratt being Mario, and that would be okay. I'm not, but if I did, that would be fine, because people are always going to have different opinions, and no one else can determine what those opinions are. I find it so funny that everybody is so fascinated about everyone having the same exact opinion that everybody else has. Like, that's such a boring world to live in. Do you really want everyone to have the same thoughts, same opinions, same likes, same dislikes? That is so fucking boring. It is absolutely boring. And I hope I'm never like that, because, like, I would rather be different and interesting than the same boring. Oh, no. The point is, if you like a movie, that's okay. It doesn't matter what other people think. It doesn't matter if people think that is the worst opinion in the world. Because it's your opinion. And I think we should get rid of the critics and the stupid awards and everything, and just say, hey, people can do what they want to do, and people can enjoy it or not. And the rest of them can go fuck off. That's my opinion anyways. What do you think? I've got to be not the only... there's no way I'm not the only one who thinks this way. Where I'm like, I don't really care what the Oscars or the... To me, also, another note. The Oscars have zero credibility on what is good or bad in a movie, considering the blatant favoritism and pandering that they do every single year. And the fact that nobody watches them anymore unless Will Smith slaps someone. I really don't care who wins an Oscar or who gets nominated anymore. I mean, I'll still look just because I'm curious. But the Oscars can go die in a hole for all I care. I really don't care about them. I don't know if I'm the only one who thinks that, but you know what? That's my opinion. I think there are plenty of actors that deserve Oscars and never got any. Just saying. You'd be surprised by the people who haven't received an Oscars, and you know what? It doesn't make them a bad actor, and it doesn't make them a good actor. Especially knowing some of them were definitely handed to them because of favoritism in certain instances that happened. And considering that the last time the Oscars was even watchable was like 2014, yeah, I can say that maybe they should just go die in a hole, because I don't really care about them. And you know how people are like, oh, the Hallmark movies are like mediocre and terrible, and like, but that's not the point of them. The point of them is that it brings happiness and joy, and they're just cheesy, kind of not supposed to be great movies. I mean, some of them are good, some of them are really good. Oh my gosh, some of them are really good. Some of them people sleep on, but that's beside the point. My point is, it doesn't matter what the critics say or what the Oscars say. What only matters is you. And if you agree with that opinion, if you agree with my take, leave a like on this video. Subscribe for more content. And leave your comments down below. Let's have a conversation about it. Maybe. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope to see you guys next time. And peace out, guys. It's been a blast. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.